I do want to touch on the tropics. They are very active. Peter and Rose are still out here. Those are both going to stay in the Atlantic. Peter is very close and just north of kind of the greater Antilles and lesser Antilles. Going to lift up towards Bermuda as a weak tropical system, so maybe a depression at most. The other one we're going to be watching long term is Invest 98. It's just a tropical wave. There's not much to it right now. There is some broad circulation. Notice not a lot of thunderstorms with it, but it's heading towards the west here at 21 miles an hour. It will likely become Sam over the coming days as it moves off toward the west. Now, the big question with what is likely to become Sam is where does it go in the long term? Right now, it's being steered by the big ridge over the Atlantic Ocean. But what we think is going to happen as this heads towards the west here is eventually this ridge is going to start to strengthen a bit further to the east. A trough comes down, and that could allow it to start to turn to the north. But the big question is, when does it start to turn? There are some indications that this is going to get close to Puerto Rico and out here towards the Lesser Antilles as we go into next week. And there are also some indications that this could try to strengthen some. So a hurricane is certainly possible. And I will say the islands out here near the Caribbean need to be watching this pretty closely. There's no guarantee it ever gets that far west, but it is a possibility. And we've kind of been watching some trends with the models that perhaps it does get a bit further to the south here before curving out into the Atlantic. Right now with this type of scenario, it'd be very difficult for it to get all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. We'll watch it long term, but I will say really the concern is going to be out here towards the islands if it does not curve soon enough. And it all just depends on how strong this ridge of high pressure is and how strong this trough is that's digging down. If this trough ends up being stronger, it could pull it a little bit faster, but if this ends up being weaker, this ridge will be stronger, and that will allow it to push further off towards the islands out here. So that would be next week. Certainly something you need to be watching out in that direction. But for the Gulf of Mexico, we're doing okay right now. Not expecting that to get close to us. Our weather is going to be because of this cold front. Great weather through the rest of the work week. Now, it'll be hot and humid today. 90 degrees will feel like about 100. Cold front moves in tonight. Tomorrow will be windy with high around 80, clearing skies through the day. Lots of sunshine Thursday and Friday with highs in the upper 70s. The mornings are going to be nice and cool, almost chilly, especially on the North Shore in the 50s. And then as we go into the weekend, we will gradually warm back up into the mid to kind of the low 80s on Saturday and Sunday, but still sunny, and humidity is still going to be low. And notice even staying quiet into Monday. So a nice stretch of weather as we head through the first week of fall.